What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another video. And before we start this video, I just want to say that sometimes I sit and I ask myself the very simple question, am I heartless? And the reason why I say that sometimes is because, you see, when we've seen so many different people on 90 Day for such a long time, especially the people that are reoccurring, and we grow to not like some of these people because of the way they are, when we hear certain news, I find it hard to be fully sympathetic. Keyword, fully sympathetic. I am, but not to the extent. And I only have to say that now because some of the things that I am going to say in this video, to be fair, some people might be like, God damn, man, please have a heart. I have a heart, but I choose how to use it wisely. Yeah. But anyway, with that being said, though, Vanessa has actually come out to give us a situation, or to tell us what has been happening with Colt. So as you can see here, it does start off by saying that on December 2nd, Colt suffered an accident which caused a discolored and broken leg. Now, because he was in this position, ladies and gentlemen, and if we just look through the pictures, as you can see here, he's obviously in a position where he's not doing great at all. And, ever since this happened, he was then in hospital for 2 weeks, and then he had 2 surgeries in that time, which obviously then put him on meds. And sadly, he got to a point where his bladder stopped working and has been on a catheter since. I'm not too sure what that is. I'm not too sure if that is this thing, but if you know exactly what that is, please do let me know in the comment section. But with that being said, though, he does continue to also say that he has been unable to put any weight on his leg, let alone even bend it. So therefore, he's now been left in a position where he is now wheelchair bound. And this is the part here where you may think I'm heartless as hell, but let me just say something real quick. Colt is someone that has been mothered for a very long time by his mother, Debbie. And he is someone that he's someone that has always needed someone to look after him because of the way his mom pretty much raised him. And it's crazy because Vanessa came out to say that ever since Debbie left, she's realized so much more, how she has to do so much more for Colt. And it's just fitting how this guy ends up in a situation where he gets a broken leg, and therefore Vanessa's in a position where she has to pretty much continue catering to this guy. I mean, you know what it is, right? Sometimes in life, things happen to people, you're like, man, I'm so sad that happened to you. But then sometimes when things happen in life, I'm like, I bet you're happy this happened to you because it means it gives that person more of a reason to actually have to look after you. And it gives you more reason to not even grow up and become an actual man. And this is where you may think, hey, man, hey, the man hurt himself. Allow it, leave him alone, be nice. But listen, I'm just being realistic, ladies and gentlemen. There's a chance that this guy's probably like, you know what, psst, so what if I'm wheelchair bound for a couple of months or whatever? Gives me more reason to carry on being lazy, gives me more reason to not really have to step up and actually grow up. It gives me more reason to make sure Vanessa has to look after me. And if she doesn't, well then, she's not been a very good woman to me. That's the kind of attitude I can imagine he would have based on everything that we've seen about him. That's why those things for me personally, those are things that I can never let slide despite what's happened to anyone. If you've been moving mad in a certain way, I will never forget that you was moving mad. It's not possible. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people let people just get away with murder when really and truly we should be always reminding people that, hey, remember, you've never been a saint and there's no reason why I should call you a saint now just because you're in a situation where you have been hurt. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, just the way I am, but let's continue. Now, with that being said, itself in particular, it does go on to say that he did have a third surgery a couple of days ago to remove the hardware. He had to keep his leg straight. It's been a rough journey. I had to move us from our 2nd-story apartment within a few days. Within a few days due to him not being able to go up the stairs. His recovery time is expected to be 6 to 8 months. Physical therapy will be added in the next month or 2 for him to be able to learn how to walk again. You know what though, I again, call me heartless, but I would not be surprised if he purposely took his time trying to walk within the next 2 months or trying to do better. Like I said before, this guy has been babied his whole life and he loves it. And we know that he was called out on the most recent tale of the single life for him to finally start to step up. And I'm just saying, and then this happens? I don't know, man. It's like, it's just sad because I can't even sit and say to you that it's actually a bad thing that's happened to him. It's not. It's a bloody good thing for this guy. He's loving it. Tell me otherwise. But anyway, we continue, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it does continue here by saying, regardless of how you may feel about him, I love the fact that she said that because it's like she's trying to make us forget who Colt is, or should I say Colty. But anyway, continues by saying, this has been extremely hard, physically and mentally and emotionally. Listen, I tell you this now, I do 100% feel for Vanessa, 100%. I can't imagine how much this is literally tearing her down. And the matter of fact is, I'm going to tell you a story real quick, ladies and gentlemen. I had a friend once upon a time. He had a girlfriend. She followed him all the way to university, and she lived with him in university. And they were there for the year until he decided to drop out. When they came back, they broke up, and she was like, listen, I had to leave him because the whole time I had to literally baby him. I had to do this, I had to do the cleaning, I had to do this. He wouldn't do nothing but play Xbox. It was a nightmare. I was legit getting back problems. I had to start seeing my own GP. And bear in mind, do you know what the funny thing is at the time? And I didn't notice at the time, but this guy who was my friend at the time, he was actually a Colt. He was a mama's boy. And that's why his woman was like, you know what? Psst, I've done my year with you here, but you know what? It's a wrap. She said, listen, it got to a point where I was so much his mother that even if he came to intercourse, I just couldn't do it. Because it felt like I was going to be sleeping with someone that might as well be my son, and that just doesn't sit right in my head mentally. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying I feel for Vanessa because, you know, if she hasn't got any back problems right now, or any kind of problems with herself, it's going to happen because she's going to be doing so much for this guy. It is so real. Like, honestly, in life, I'm just like, this guy was like low-key lucky this happened to him because really and truly, this guy is lazy as hell. You know what I mean? Like, there's people like him who cherish his stuff. I know a guy who lost his leg, and after he lost his leg, he just started making his wife do everything, the kids do everything, and if they didn't do it, he would be effing them blind, making them feel like crap. And because he got compensation, you see, a lot of money from the government, he was like, well, you wouldn't be if I wasn't paying for this. Oh, hey, listen, I'm the one that pays for this, so you must do this. It was a nightmare. So to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, there are people out there that would actually sit and be like, you know what? I'm happy I'm injured because I ain't got to do nothing. And Colt is that kind of person. That's the vibe. So Vanessa, I feel for you, but you're not blinding me when you talk about, regardless of how you feel about him. But she continues by saying he could really use words of encouragement and support, and all the support he can get. Thanks, everyone. I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you this now, okay? Yeah, I'm not really going to be giving Colt words of encouragement or support. I can tell that now. What I will be doing, though, is saying that if Colt is watching this video, or even Vanessa is watching the video, is that despite the fact that this man is currently wheelchair bound, he should not take this opportunity to continue having Vanessa baby him. He should still try and do certain things to level himself up to become a man, to become independent, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if he's got a wheelchair now, potentially he can still wheel himself around. Just saying. And then he can still do certain things here and there. Just saying, okay? And I'm just saying, at the end of the day, like, yo, Vanessa, like, I feel for you, but don't let this man run you riot, because, boy, he's going to do that. And the saddest thing is that he's been doing it too. Why is she still with him? I don't know, to be honest with you. This man needs to be single, and he needs to go and learn to be a man. Therefore, he's not even a man yet. He's a boy. He's an infant. He's a toddler. Was he a baby? Whoa, that's a good one, isn't it? Well, anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, despite the fact this video could have been shorter, I just really had to break down everything about this guy because, nah, this has to be exposed. Nah, you can't ignore it. That's what I do. But nonetheless, though, we are on the road to 100k subscribers. Please make sure you smash that subscribe button and help us get there before the end of 2023 is over. Yes. And like, share, subscribe. Peace. Thank you.